So what are we doing about it? And I wanted to paint a little bit of a picture of our historic water usage. So this is about a 75-year time span on water use in Rapid City and the population. The gray line represents water usage in Rapid City. The blue line is population of Rapid City. So you see that we spiked somewhere around the 2000 time frame is when we spiked for water usage. Since that time, we've tapered off pretty significantly for about a 6-year time period. And then since then, we've been relatively flat with water consumption in Rapid City. So why is that? Well, back in the late 80s and early 90s is when the federal government got more involved in water conservation and said, we've got a big problem nationwide with water, and we need to implement some controls on that and try to conserve the water resources that we have across the country. So that's when you started to see low flow shower heads, low flow toilets. All of that became regulated and said, from now on new plumbing codes, you have to put in these low flow resources to minimize the water impacts. The good news is we've been able to remain relatively flat since that time period with water usage. We've got some spikes and valleys, but for the most part, we've been flat. I will say the bad news with that is there's not a whole lot left to do when it comes to devices on reducing water consumption even more. So that is a bit concerning that, does this continue to climb in the future at some point? Obviously, there's a lot of things that we can do with this, with sprinkler controls and things like that, irrigation controls that hopefully we can continue to drive down patterns of usage, putting in different landscaping, things like that to hopefully keep that flat and potentially even declining. But obviously our population is continuing to increase, and we don't want to see that water supply demand increase with that.